I'm life coach Sean Griffiths, and I'm sitting here going mostly off the top of my head today. I've got no fancy slides, no music, no intro, no outro. It's just a short session, and I'll explain why this is so relevant at the end. However, have a guess as we go along why I'm doing it like this and why I'm actually doing it at all. And I just want to mention that I'm traveling this week and seeing families, so I don't have the days I normally have to do a video. But this is perfect. This is just what was supposed to happen. And okay, so we'll start by the fact that I'm going to talk about our potential and our impossible goals or our goals, or the way we see ourselves in the future. And is it attainable? Because most people don't achieve their full potential. And what's the difference between the people who do and the people who don't? Have a think about it. Because there is one surefire way to achieve success. You see, I'm not even speaking correctly or correcting myself. So whatever the success means to you, there is one way of achieving it. And it's not as hard as you might think. Let's call it compound gain. And I don't know if anyone else calls it that, but let me demonstrate. Say you had a wealthy uncle, and maybe on his 70th birthday, you gave him a really thoughtful present. And he came to you because he thought you were such a great nephew. And he said after the birthday party, I could give you £1,000,000 or I could give you 1 penny a day, and I'd double it every day for 30 days. What would you choose? I know what I probably would have chosen just off the top of my head. I'd get the £1,000,000. Woohoo, all finished. However, if we look at the calculator and do a little calculation, I've worked out that we would make, and it's up here on the screen because I won't remember this, £5,368,709.12 by the time we get to 30 days. So that's 5 times the value of just taking the £1,000,000. Now, even during that 30-day period, after 20 days, you've only made £5,000. So it's quite painful. But the magic happens in the last 10 days when suddenly you end up with that more than £5,000,000 in the bank. Cool. Now, what's happening is we're sticking to our small gain every day. Another example is if you were going to the gym, you just decided you wanted to work out and become really muscly. And you went, and I'm sure some of you have done this, to the gym once, and you do a massive workout, you eat the right food for one day, or maybe just a couple of days, you work out really hard, maybe an hour, 2 hours every day. That's not going to make any difference if you don't keep with it. And you're unlikely to keep it up for that long. However, even just turning up to the gym for a year and maybe doing a little every day, you'll get the change in the muscles that you always wanted. Going hard just that once, it won't change anything. And this great success isn't that one massive action, that one massive effort. It's doing one small thing a day. That's the secret. It's achieved by doing small, remarkable things over a long period of time and having consistency. I mean, looking at another example, writing a book. If you sat down to write War and Peace over 2 weeks and you did 6 hours a day for 2 weeks, you might achieve something, but it's pretty unlikely unless you're so driven. And you can't keep that up over a long period. However, if you decide and commit to writing a page every day and into a sort of a daily habit, you'd end up writing a book after a year, 365 pages, daily habit. And you get there, you would reach your potential and your impossible goal. The other thing was just for me, I used to practice the piano just for a short period, 2 hours a day in my holidays. And of course, I could only keep that up for a few days. In fact, it was over facing me. I didn't even want to sit down at the piano at some point, so I didn't do any. However, once I decided to just do 30 minutes a day and commit to doing it nearly every day, that's when the music happened, so to speak. So consistent amounts of manageable effort will give you great success over the long period, compounded over the long period. And that's how people achieve their potential and their goals, their impossible goals. And impossible goals is a story for another time. And I'm sitting here. This is the reason I'm doing this now, because I promised myself I would do one session every week or every 2 weeks, unless there was blood involved. Even if it's B- work instead of A+ with the slides and the music. And in fact, B- work instead of A+ work is just another story for another time. So that's why I'm sitting here doing a quick, short video to keep my momentum going, because I promised myself. And I hope you find it interesting. And if you did, please click like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thank you.